Peace and great health. Peace and great health. This is the Count Nova L. Dallas L. Bailey Bay. And this is the Moorvue podcast where we view everything, give it a more perspective, representing the Moorish Society Foreign Ministry of America. Check it. So we're going to do a reaction video today on the Manosphere Highlights Daily, MHD. Female relationship therapist explains why men leave relationships, women's biggest fear. Let's get it.
And we as a women sometimes complain.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Let's start that again.
And we as a women sometimes complain about this, complain about that, complain about this, and complain. And do you know how men listen to that? Do you know when you ride in a train, there's a and that's how he.
Female relationship therapist explains why men leave relationships. Women's biggest fear. For today's video, we go back to the Russian relationship therapist, Mrs. Alisa Abdulova. Once again, excuse me if I butchered your name. We really enjoy your content, and the fact that you hold women accountable and give men a fair shake can only be respected. On this channel, we
Please
do not
subscribe,
hate women.
share, comment,
I repeat,
like,
we do
dislike.
not hate
Much
women.
appreciation.
We created this channel for educational purposes, for men. And if women are smart, they will pay attention to channels like this if they want to learn about the male perspective. You can find the link to Mrs. Abdulova's channel in the description. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we have to do. Because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we?
You know, it's funny when he said, you know, if women want to listen, when he said, if women want to listen, learn about a male perspective. I remember, I think in the, going to the 2000s, they had this thing called metrosexual. It was supposed to be the description of a man that cared about his looks. If he got, manicures and pedicures, all stuff like that, and someone that just did a high upkeep of self on a man level than just being, just rough and unkept. And I remember they started putting in TV shows, movies, men reading women's magazines like Cosmopolitan, Vogue, the things that they used to put in there all the time, like for women, all the things, the tricks to make a man hot for you or want you, desire you. And men start reading these magazines to get an insight of what women were thinking a lot of time, or they were made fun of if they'll be watching Oprah and crying. I think they put it in what was that movie? George Clooney, Brad Pitt, the heist movie. I can't even think of the name of it right now. It was the Rat Pack old movie where George Clooney was in his hotel room watching Oprah crying, and Brad Pitt came in and started crying. Like, they started putting these feminine things in the ideology of what men should know. And now we're in a time where we're trying to give women the insight of what about men so they can know. This is 20 years ago. Weird, right? Why it took so long to catch up?
They stop hearing you because there's just so much complaints. And for every complaint, we gotta praise. But women feel like, oh, I can just throw up things on my husband. It's his responsibility. And they keep throwing up and keep throwing up. And that's a result. And when a man feels that he is not appreciative, what do you think happens?
As the terrorist rebellion enters another year,
What do you think happens?
Gets discouraged. Doesn't want to get yeah.
Leaves. Leaves. Leaves.
Yes.
He will find a place finally where he's heard, where he's acknowledged.
One of the top things that women do that
If I could scream into this microphone without hurting people's ears, I would say, bingo. Real loud. Ladies. I did everything at the age of 46 to not be a bitter man because of past experiences that I've had. Because I don't want to grow old and be bitter. I don't want to blame anything in the future on my past. I've seen what that looks like. It does a damage to the body. Oh my God. Forget emotion. How you look. Oh my God. Like, you ever seen people that bitterness comes out of and they get older? They're not the most handsome, the most gorgeous people. They look a little frail, a little dried up, unmoistened. Just saying, it's a bad look. And, you have to learn from what you see or what to do, what not to do. And I've given a great deal of energy and time and focus and effort to not be a bitter man, regardless of things working out, not working out. I feel like anyone could be bitter about it. Could be anything. You didn't get the Lego set when you was 12 or 9. You like, I just really wanted it. It could be something that you just never let go that makes you bitter. And one thing, man, I've experienced a lot of in life is not being heard. Can't get to understand anything for being heard. And I've in fighting bitterness, I've come to peace. Let's say that. I've come to peace with the fact that I may never ever be heard by a woman. Maybe they're just incapable of doing it. Do you know how old it seems to be where a woman can hear you and understand, and the desire to want to understand, regardless of what it is you have to say, to want to hear that shit from you? You know how long that shit takes to meet someone that will give you that type of energy? That's what I call the want to. The want to, oh my God, man. Let me tell y'all something about the want to. The want to is when you want to see somebody that's 2:00 in the morning. The want to is them days that you might have took off from work. you know what I'm talking about. Just certain things that you would do that you just normally would not do because you just want to do it for that particular person. Just got that energy. Like, you just like, your mama could ask you to do something you don't feel like doing, jack. But if this particular person asks you to do something, oh my goodness, it's like a shock to the system. It's a fire under their ass, and you just start busting moves. I call this the liking of a person. When you like someone, it's that want to, it's that energy. Excuse me. Now, to get the type of energy from a woman to want to hear what a man has to say, and it's already that taboo phobia that a man is not supposed to express himself. Don't, that's the thing. Don't tell no woman how you feel, bruh. She gonna lose respect for you. It's just that thing about them. They gotta look at you as strong and invincible. If they look at you, as weak and you can be hurt, they use it against you. Well, you dealing with a sorry ass chick. And if she does that and you peep it, you're more the wiser. Take the information. Remember it. It will happen. It might be used against you. Shit. I would rather it be used against me, meaning that person listened to what the hell I said. They didn't hear me at all. You ever have a conversation with someone and you thought it was a deep one, and that person may bring up that topic again later on, as if y'all never ever talked about it. You're like, you don't remember that when I spoke to you about this? Can you remind me? And you might have felt deep that day. You might have had a tear on the spirit or something. You know what I'm saying? And you was giving it your real, and they ain't hear you. Everybody needs to feel appreciated. Not just a woman, not just a man. We keep on trying to go in unfairly. We want a lot for nothing. Let me tell you, ladies, I can guarantee you that you'll never have a man that's happy with you, ever, if you don't ever listen to him and give a damn. Because you want him to give a damn and listen to you. And when I say I've tried to fight business, because I got to a point, I was like, women don't give a damn. Like, they truly don't care about anything a man goes through. And then you can say, well, a man feels the same way too. Well, I ain't never dealt with a man. I've only dealt with women. And I'm sure a man and woman can say the same thing. Wasn't emotionally available. He wasn't emotionally intelligent. And I looked the definition up of emotional intelligence. I did. I had to see it for it to make sense. So I won't have to go off a judgment. But so we can stop saying words don't know the real meaning of the shit. Emotional intelligence is most often defined as the ability to perceive, use, understand, manage, and handle emotions. I'll read it again. Emotional intelligence is most often defined as the ability to perceive, use, understand, manage, and handle emotions. Listen to me very carefully when I say this. If you can show me 10 men and 10 women on earth that are emotionally intelligent, we'll run the world. Because man, woman, and child can't do that. Perceive, meaning you have to notice, meaning you have to know the person that you are with to even notice something may be afoot, positive or negative. Use. Use. Now that can go into manipulation. That can go to control. So you have to be very ethical when you even have emotional intelligence. Understand. Put yourself in that person's shoes to see where they are coming from. Manage. Now, this is very difficult because to manage emotion, you must be articulate enough, which many are not. Many people will say, I have a hard time expressing myself, which I think is highly bullshit because all you got to do is piss somebody off and they can tell you exactly how they fucking feel. But nevertheless, managing emotions, everybody on earth needs that class. And handle emotions. Well, fuck. How many car windows? How many getting someone fired? How many emotional not handling things women have done? We know men going to jail. A lot of things women do in a physical realm that can destroy property or whatever the hell, or will threaten to. They ain't going to jail. If a man threatens you, he's going to jail. So, handle emotions. Any woman talking about a man is emotional intelligence is talking also about themselves. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Men the most is complaining, mommying, constantly telling them what to do, what not to do, what to wear, what not to wear, like you're incapable of making your own decisions. I've seen grown men leave the house to stay in a hotel or with a friend because they couldn't handle it anymore. Women can be ruthless when it comes to complaining and not letting you talk. Communication is key, and relationships are about balance. It's obviously easier to complain than to give praise. When we ask women, what do you bring to the table? Praise is one of those essential things. Listening. Being a good listener is also essential. I do not condone cheating, but I've talked to men that cheated on their girlfriends, with women that did not come close to the physical attractiveness of their girlfriends. Why?
Why?
Because they were not heard. The other woman was listening and catered to his ego. With her,
I'm gonna tell you something. I think I've said this in a podcast before. Women have the ability to make a man feel like he is King Kong. Women have the ability to make a man feel like he is made of gold. And a woman knows this because she will use it in the reverse to hurt this motherfucker. The type of feeling a woman can give a man is something that I can't even really truly describe. It all makes you feel official out here because someone believes in you wholeheartedly. You know, they're like, you know, that they're your cheerleader. And you got to give this same thing back, man. It's not that shit can't go one way. You got to give it back. You got to give it back. If you getting that, you got to give that back. Because that shit is priceless. That's the thing. See, that's the thing you cannot pay for. You cannot buy enthusiasm. Can't buy that. You can't buy when somebody truly wants to see you win. I mean, that's why you wanted your parents' support. That's why that shit was so important to have it. That's why it's so hurtful to not have it. Even those for ones that say, well, I didn't have my father, I ain't had whatever. You are hurt for it. You're not as whole as you could be. Just a fact. It's just a fact. It's no disrespect to whomever raised you. But when you don't get that support, when you don't get that rah-rah, that cheer, that confirmation of that you're good, or that person sees you good with them, I mean, that shit is priceless. You would say that feeling is like crack. You'll search for that feeling forever. And when you get it, you want it so badly. That's why some athletes can't get over being an athlete, because of them cheers, that acceptance that you did great and we saw you do it. And there you go. Hooray to you. And people need that in their lives. People need it in their lives from the people that means the most to them. And when they don't get that from the people that means the most to them, they will find it elsewhere. I guarantee. And that's no cap. No cap. And I'll be back.